gentlemen, good afternoon.
Shotgun snap to Zeier. He's back in the mud. And they run a track with Herschel Walker. Got a hold by.
50, 40, so long everybody!
Throws down the middle. And more! 50, 10, 5!
The fans are ready for it.
So the Georgia Radio Network, how to attain and find radio audio highlights, and how to do everything, how to sync the game live with the TV feed from ESPN or CBS. I'll talk about all of that. There's really 8 or 9 steps, but for these 8 or 9 steps you need one. I know that makes no sense, but yeah, I'll start right here. The stuff you're gonna need and I ain't talking about TV. I'm talking about just radio. You're gonna need a affiliate near you. You're gonna need a recorder like Audacity, and you're gonna need a web stream of the station 95.5 WSB 103.7 to Chuck FM. I'm thinking of a few 99.1 to Fiesta out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. You're gonna need a few. You only need one stream. There's multiple stations: WGAC, WGAU, WAGA. So you're gonna need just one of those streams, and then you're gonna need Audacity. Where does the Audacity come in? Well, right before the game starts, hit your Audacity. You need to set your Audacity. Go in there, set the settings up where it can record your speaker from your computer. It records your computer, and then you'll get the Georgia Radio. You play the Georgia Radio feed, and you then get the sound with your computer. How to sync with the TV? Chances are, I know this is about to sound odd, some of these streams own the internet. More specifically, talking about WGAU here and WGAC. Those games were, if you watch it with the ESPN app, the game was already synced with the radio. Here's how you could do that. Connect your phone or computer to a Bluetooth. Mute the TV, turn it on one of these stations, and then you could match it up. I mean, sometimes your radio might be ahead, and that's kind of, especially on a real radio, that's not really fixable. You can buy a radio delayer, or you could get a radio delayer app that will delay it 6 to 8 seconds. But most of the time, the TV, if you're going off a mobile device, the TV will be ahead. That's where you pause the TV, you wait for Scott to say something like,
Towards Elair. Stands on the goal line to receive the kick of Rodrigo Blankenship, and we are underway in Baton Rouge. Long sailing kick on a...
kick the ball kicked off or something like that. Something to indicate that you're synced with the TV, radio TV's feed. The feed are synced. Another one is, you do what I do. This is just the most easiest way, is just don't even worry about watching the TV. Just turn the TV off or turn it on a different game, and then just turn your radio all the way up and just listen to it with the Georgia radio crew. It's enjoyable, especially you got the flashing lights on your radio, where your room's just, especially if it's like an 8 o'clock game, your room's just dark and you just see green, red, yellow, pink. It just goes to multiple different colors. But I do Georgia radio highlights. How do you get that? Well, there are 6 or 7 ways you could attain that, the radio highlights. But like I said in the beginning, you're going to need one to attain the rest of the 6 or 7 or 8. There's a few of them. Number one is, I just said you could use the stream to like 95.5 WSB. Record it live. And if you want to enjoy the game, I don't recommend doing this. I did it for the Ohio State game, and then the basketball games this year, and the national championship. You edit as the game goes on, and that's not a smart idea in my opinion. you want to enjoy your game, right? You don't want to be in here running back and forth every second on your computer, editing the highlights. So you don't want to do that. Number 2, you can wait after the broadcast ends. Go to GeorgiaDolls.com, mass media, click the game there, record what you need off of it. But to do all of that, to do all of this, you need to do what's right. I mean, you need to just, you could, 2 things. You could contact the university and ask for the archive. Especially if you watch like the Jeff Keppinger, the Jeff Keppinger home run, the baseball videos. I know somebody at the university. I was able to use that. Yeah, you're good to go. You can do that, but it's not easy for everybody. It's not easy like that. So if you're going to use it without permission from the university, at least give credit to Learfield JMI, UGA, UGAA, and the station you recorded it on. If you recorded it from a station, just a safer route. You know, that's kind of what you need to do. I know it seems rushed, but let's try to slow it down a little bit. Okay, so we just went from, you could record it live, you could get it after the game, you could ask the station for the archives. You got to realize there's a lot of, and basketball is more laid back, and that's fine, but there's a lot of work that goes on these Georgia radio broadcasts. I mean, they don't get their credit where credit's, they do not get credit, and they deserve it absolutely 100%. Georgia Radio Network is like 11 or 12 people. I mean, they have a lot going on, especially on 12 o'clock start for a game. They have a lot going on. Another one I recommend you could do is, it won't be the best of quality, but you could screen record the radio and just delete it and start, delete it and start, and whenever you get a big play, keep that, and then you just go on from the game. Sync with TV. I don't sync games with TV audio. I'm going to try to do some of them, but I don't do that a lot, and that's mostly because it takes too much time, and I'm a sorry person, so I really don't want to do all that. But you can record like I said, record the audio, record the radio audio, do whatever you need, and then go from that wherever you're doing. Like if you're just on 95.5, just listening to it and recording it at the same time. You know, that's kind of what I did for the baseball games, especially the ones that were on SEC Plus with the Georgia radio. You just, hey, you hit a home run, stop it, edit the rest of that out, start it back. You ain't gonna miss nothing unless they hit like back-to-back home runs, which is unlikely. But you always can do something, right? Like, you can ask me, I have a lot of Georgia radio stuff in my personal files and stuff like that. It never hurts to reach out. There's that as well, but once again, find a station at 95.5. You won't do it live, and like I said, I don't recommend recording it live because you won't get the joy of the game. But find a station. I would probably say the most I've used is WGAC and 103.7 to Chuck FM. Those are the stations I've used the most. If you're looking for full coverage, all 12 hours of broadcasting for Georgia radio, the Georgia Radio Network has the second longest broadcasting, only behind Nebraska. I think they go 14 hours, we go 12. You probably need to go on GeorgiaDolls.com, wait for the broadcast to start, click it, hit record, and then, you know, that's 12 hours of broadcasting right there. You just let it go. That's not good for your computer, but you gotta do what's gotta be done. Yeah, you know, I've been, with the Georgia Radio Network, I've been doing stuff like this since 2019, 18 maybe. There used to be videos online on how to do it. There's not. So, figured we'd do it right here, right? So, you know, you don't want to, like, nothing against Gary Danielson and Brad Nessler everybody knows I just love Scott Howard, Eric Zeier, Neil Williamson, Shockley, and the entire Georgia radio network. So that's how I choose to listen to the games. Chuck Daddle, Scott Howard, Chuck Daddle, and Adam Gillespie for basketball. It's like nothing against the TV guys, but you do want to hear what the Georgia guys have to say about it. So I would recommend reaching out to the university, unless it's something like the 2021 national championship. All that stuff's already available. Just ask the content creator, hey, do you mind if I chop that stuff up? I mean, that's what I did with the 09 Capital One Bowl. A guy had that online. He's asked, hey, can I use that? I want to sync it with a TV. He said, absolutely. And now I have the 09 Capital One Bowl in my possession with the Georgia radio. So, I would recommend asking the University of Georgia first, mainly just because of if you ever listen to the games and when they play Dead by Monday, they have the station, the Georgia Radio Network copyright stuff. This broadcast cannot be reused without the express written consent of the Georgia Radio Network. That also means that, hey, if you make a video, put in the description or put in the video, alright, it's go to Learfield JMI, UGAA, UGA. If you don't know what UGAA is, that is the University of Georgia Athletic Association. They used to start every broadcast with something like that. I think I have a clip of that.
Today's broadcast, presented by the authority of the University of Georgia Athletic Association Incorporated, may not be rebroadcast in any form without the express written consent of the University of Georgia Athletic Association Incorporated. Today's opening kickoff presented.
A lot of people don't realize that you have to credit UGAA too, because they are the people that help the broadcast get on the Athletic Association. And then when it comes to actually syncing the games, it's kind of complicated. It really is kind of complicated. I don't do it with TV feed. I think it's just annoying because you could look at something and then think, oh yeah, I got that right. And then, on the TV, when he's at the 20-yard line, he's at the 50-yard line on the radio, so it makes no sense at all. But or for basketball, for example, when he hits the free, he's just in the process of shooting it already and went in on the TV side. But to locate the stuff, to locate the radio audio, you can check the Georgia archives. You can ask me. I'll help you the best I can. You record it live from a station. If it's live, you can record it from a station. Record it audio digitally. I don't recommend doing that, but you can. That's just for the newer stuff. If you're looking for something from 05, 04, like for example, I got the 04 Georgia LSU game a few months ago. I still have a few games I haven't shown. I got 2000 Georgia 2000 Georgia Purdue, 2006 Georgia Auburn, 2006 Georgia Tech. I have a few games with Georgia Bulldogs radio from 05, 06, 04. Even for some cases, that's what you need to research and just find whatever you could get. I'd love to find the 08 Sugar Bowl. I've not found that yet, but yeah, you just get lucky, I guess. You get lucky, or you could put the hard work in, and you could do it. G-Day is coming up Saturday, so that kind of made me want to do this video. So to sync it with the television live, like I said, you're going to have to pause the television, connect your Bluetooth phone or tablet or whatever you use to a Bluetooth. You could either go on a station. That is the biggest part of doing this. You have to have a station that you're not blocked. You can go TuneIn, Audacity. If you have TuneIn Premium, you could listen to the game from the official Georgia football station. There's a good chance it's already synced up where you don't have to do nothing. But WSB has TuneIn. WRFC has TuneIn. WSB and WRFC have Audacity too. I also recommend getting like a college radio app if you don't want to do any of that. or just like us, go on the websites, type in www.wgac.com or something like that. Then you could go from there. It's not hard, but it's kind of complicated. But if you get the hang of it, if you know what you're doing, you could have fun with it. And that's what we've been doing since 2019. Now, I stopped watching the games 2021 and just listening to it with the radio. But you don't have to do that. You can try to sync it up and listen to it, watch it like that. Some games, I remember, I think the Orange Bowl, the National Championship, some of those games are already synced with ESPN. Like on SEC Network, they'll have the Georgia broadcast with the ESPN feed. Yeah, but your only downfall to that is that thing is way behind. It's probably about 4 minutes behind the actual broadcast, which sucks. But just to have that option, you can listen to it with Scott, Eric, Hondo, and Shockley, and everybody else. That's really, really cool. I'm trying to think of anything else I could tell you, other than kind of just repeat myself. Just find a radio station that's doing the game. Go on GeorgiaDolls.com and listen to the game. Record it after the game ends. If you want to edit during the game, that's fine. I don't recommend it, but when football season comes, we'll do more in depth of how to do this. But during the off season, there's nothing going on, so just listen to the game with 95.5 W or something, a station, WGAU, WGAC, any station that carries the Georgia Radio Network, and then you can just sync it, do a delay, pause the TV for about 5 seconds or so, then you're good to go when it comes to that. But if you want to make radio highlights, that's probably going to be the hardest, and that is with highlights with the TV, and that is, getting it good to go from the University of Georgia. Syncing it is always the hardest part. That's why I don't do it. I have a few games like 2012 Alabama Georgia, 2013 Georgia Auburn. I have a few games that I'm going to try to sync with the television. If it's just too hard and don't work, I'll give up. But yeah, all this is how to sync the Georgia Radio Network feed with the TV and how to do radio highlights. I know it's not very well explained, but I'm kind of short on time. We'll get with football season, I'll go more in depth with it. It's really not hard as you get the hang of it, but everybody struggles with something. So let's go, Dogs, and that's how you listen to the games with the Georgia Radio.